Hi, welcome back to Waxing On Friday, and today we're kicking off another new feature. It's going to be music videos, but concert videos from some of my favorite artists. And a lot of them aren't touring any longer. You won't get a chance to see them live. This is a chance to catch their live performances in the comfort of your own home. And today we're going to feature one of my favorites, David Bromberg and his big band. This was recorded live at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. It was released in 2009. Now, I'd first seen Bromberg back in the 70s, mid-70s. By the time I became aware of him, I'd seen him on Soundstage, I believe maybe Austin City Limits, but I'm more inclined to think Soundstage on PBS. In those days, the mid-70s, PBS carried a lot of great music. I was getting a PBS station out of Watertown, New York in the U.S., and I'll tell you, it had some of the best programming going. Right now, I'm getting my PBS out of Boston. Not really as good a program as I used to get out of Watertown, I'll tell you. The music programming was just excellent. Right now, if it's any music programming, it's usually during a fund drive and they're pitching something. But this one was weekly shows, Austin City Limits, Soundstage. They were just excellent. And that's when I first saw Bromberg. He's one of those artists that covers a lot of territory. He was a session player for a long time. I mean, he's played with just about everybody. George F. Walker, Bob Dylan, Phoebe Snow, Ringo Starr, Gordon Lightfoot. I mean, when you look at his output, there's hardly anybody he hasn't played with. And then he did a lot of work on his own, a lot of solo albums out there. And some of those early albums is we talked about on our previous episode, Wanted Dead or Alive and the How Lady Will Play Till album. Now, he doesn't draw a lot of the material from that for this performance. He retired from performing quite a few years ago, went into violin making, and just near the millennium in that he came back again to start doing some performing. So this, again, was released in 2009. Large band, you can kind of see the group down there. He had a really big group. He's got trumpet, sax, clarinet, trombone. He's got a full group. Bromberg himself will play acoustic guitar, slide guitar, electric rhythm guitar, electric lead guitar. He plays fiddle. He does everything. But he's just a great performer, a lot of fun in his choice of material, writes some great tunes, and this is a great place to see what he has to offer. Now, the only downside I would say on this album, and I'd seen this in some of the reviews as well, they felt the same way, that it wasn't strictly a concert video. It had interviews interspersed in between some of the songs. Now, some of the other videos I've had, we have that, and it's kind of an add-on at the end, or you can separate it and say, just show me the tunes. But I found watching it through just the way it was with the interviews, while interesting, kind of took away from what was going on with the band. Now, again, if you're not familiar with David Bromberg, good place to start. There's lots of his material available on YouTube. Lots of music available on the streaming networks. Hard copies of this DVD are available from all the major outlets. It's fun to go back, and like I say, especially if you go back and check the YouTube versions, you can find some of the older videos as well. Some of the work he did with some other people, not just what was on here. And there's some great stuff from back in the 70s when you see him starting out and see what he had to offer back then. And he's just been a great performer all along. Unfortunately, one of the few I never had a chance to see live. This has been my closest thing, and I really appreciated this DVD. I watch it quite often. I may actually cue it up again this weekend now that I'm talking about it, because it's about time to get a little Bromberg. But David Bromberg and the big band, live from the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. Well worth checking out. Check him out on YouTube. Check him out on the streaming networks. If you go onto his website, you can buy some of the material as well. Now, you have to watch. I talked about that album, How Late Do You Play Till? When I bought it, it was on Fantasy label, and it was a 2-record set. They've kind of divided that into 2 different albums. There's a live version and a studio version. And what they've done is they just split the albums. He had a couple of albums that were like that In that case, it was one album was live, one was studio. Sometimes it's one side of a disc was live, the other side was studio. He liked to mix that up a lot. But the How Lately I Play To, you can't buy, I don't think, as a twofer anymore. You have to get them individually, so you get your choice on the tunes you want or whether you want live or studio recordings to listen to. But an excellent musician, just a great performer, some great stories he has to tell in the interviews, and great performances, an excellent band, and a lot of fun tunes. They have a lot of fun with this band, and Dave always had some tunes that would make you smile and laugh right out loud. So check him out, David Bromberg and the big band. He does have a quartet. He does some smaller albums as well. I like this because I like the band, right? Live at the Count Basie Theater. That's it for Friday. We'll see you on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. Till then, take care. Stay safe. Thanks for stopping by.